Coming up on TCTV, we have the latest news on actress Marcia Strassman's tragic death.
Which Duck Dynasty star was hospitalized recently, and the latest on his condition.
The World Series is heating up between the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals. Who will come out on top? The news starts now.
You're watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.
Welcome to this Halloween edition of TCTV News. I'm Colin Vitale.
And I'm Taylor Runzer.
Methodist pastor Frank Schaeffer, who was disciplined after he officiated the wedding of his gay son, will be allowed to remain an ordained minister. The Judicial Council of the nation's second largest Protestant denomination ruled Monday that a Pennsylvania church jury was wrong to defrock Schaeffer last year after he would not promise to never again perform a same-sex marriage. The council ruled on technical grounds and did not express support for gay marriage in general. Since the trial, Schaeffer has become a gay rights activist, galvanizing other Methodists who support gays and lesbians in the church. Schaeffer said that he has no regrets for his actions. But now we have some sad news to report. Actress Marcia Strassman, who played in the 1970s sitcom Welcome Back, Kotter, has died at 66. Strassman passed away in her home in Sherman Oaks, California on Friday. Her sister stated on Sunday that Marcia had been battling cancer for 7 years. Strassman started in the television show MASH, but was mostly known for her role in Welcome Back, Kotter. Also, she starred in the movies Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and the sequel Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Our thoughts and prayers go to the family of Marcia Strassman. She will be missed.
Tragic news coming from Estonia. A 15-year-old boy shot and killed a teacher during class in southern Estonia on Monday. Police spokesman Tuuli Harson stated that it was the first shooting to occur in the Baltic country. Police were notified of the shooting at Palanlina School early Monday afternoon. Harson stated that no one else was injured and the shooter has been captured. Government officials stated that the victim was a 56-year-old female German teacher. Since the boy is a minor, he could face up to 10 years in prison if found guilty of manslaughter. President Tomas Hendrik Yves said, "It is a tragedy for the whole of Estonia and it is a grief and a shock to us all." Have you been wondering why there's a purple toilet in rooms across campus? Well, we have TCTV reporter Ryan Parks with the latest news on the magic purple toilet.
Flushing out Alzheimer's.
Hi, we're here with Dawn Pastores, the Vice President of Philanthropy for the Sigma Kappa sorority here at Teal College. And we came to ask her about the purple toilet that's going around campus. So Dawn, what is the purple toilet for?
Well, it's for a fundraiser for Alzheimer's disease research, one of our philanthropies. And if you become in possession of the toilet, you have to pay $5 to remove it, $7 to remove it and place it somewhere of your choice, such as your favorite professor's office, or $10 to remove it and place it somewhere of your choice and not get it back.
So, who came up with the idea?
It was me and my Sigma Kappa sisters. We were thinking of a new, fun, unique idea to get the campus and the faculty involved.
And why did you choose this toilet?
Well, I found the idea online, and you could either do like a block of flamingos or some other really big cardboard cutout, but we thought of the toilet because it was really funny, and we thought that a lot of people would enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me. I hope you guys raised a lot of money. Once again, this was Dawn Pastores. Make sure you donate money to the toilet, even if you don't get it. And thanks again. Back to you guys.
The U.S. has lost its first soldier in the fight against the Islamic State of Iraq and Greater Syria in Iraq. The Pentagon announced Friday that Marine Lance Corporal Sean Neal, who was 19 years old, died in Baghdad during a non-combat incident on Thursday. No further details about his death were available. Neal's death is the first in Iraq since the U.S. military began the mission Inherent Resolve, which targets the extremist group that has rapidly expanded its control over parts of Iraq and Syria this year. President Barack Obama has said that the U.S. will not send troops back to the country after withdrawing forces in 2011, though the U.S. has begun airstrikes and some ground operations as it tries to stop ISIS.
On Sunday, Attorney General Eric Holder announced that the federal government will recognize same-sex marriage in 6 new states, including Alaska, Arizona, Idaho, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Wyoming. Holder's announcement follows the Supreme Court's decision this month to decline to hear appeals from several states that sought to maintain their marriage bans. The government will also extend federal benefits to same-sex couples in those 6 states. With Saturday's announcement, same-sex couples will be recognized by the federal government in 32 states plus the District of Columbia.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced on Sunday that the state is altering its new quarantine guidelines for healthcare workers coming back from treating Ebola patients in West Africa. The change comes after significant pushback from public health groups working in Ebola-affected countries, as well as the White House. The state will provide services like food and medicine if the healthcare workers need it. Healthcare workers will also monitor their symptoms, as has been the standard for the vast majority of people returning from work in these regions. The maintenance department has been very busy on campus lately. TCTV reporter Nate Monks talks to maintenance director Mike Schultz about the projects improving our campus.
Nate Monks here with Mike Schultz, the head of the maintenance department. Mike's going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming plans here at Teal. So Mike, tell us some things that are happening, what you guys plan to get done here before the winter starts.
Okay, presently we're working on the paving company. The finance committee allowed us to spend some money to pave, and we're paving the Passavant parking lot and then the drive entering into the Passavant parking lot. We're also going to be paving with another company and the borough, involved with the borough of Greenville, Ridgeway and behind Chapel. So those are 2 of the projects that we're going to be trying to complete before the weather gets too nasty. We just finished the concrete coming up from, if you're walking up towards the gym, we just concreted that whole path and we just finished that up. We finished some other concrete projects around campus as well. A couple of the other projects are all basically inside. We're going to be working at the Beaver building for the art department. Everything else that we have, if somebody needs something done as a capital project or somebody around campus needs something done, there's an order that they take, they submit what they'd like to have done, and then we have to budget it and allow for that budget to do the repairs. Right now, we're going to be sanding and refinishing the gym floor come December. Okay, so we're going to have a whole brand new look on the gym floor to start the next semester. Small cell towers are coming on. I don't know how much you guys know about that. You see the 7 towers. Those are being put on in correlation with the IT department, maintenance and Teal, and then Verizon. What those do is basically they'll shoot a signal into all the dorms, buildings on campus, and what they can do then is you should be able to get cell service in any place in the building, whether you're in the basement, upstairs.
Okay, so now we got a gist of what the future plans and upcoming projects with maintenance are. This is Nate Monks, back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Nate. Attorneys for a condemned Missouri man and several former judges asked the U.S. Supreme Court to halt the execution of Mark Christensen on Monday. The reason being that a mistake made by his former attorneys cost him the chance to appeal his case through the federal courts. Christensen was scheduled to be put to death for the murder of a Missouri woman and her 2 children in 1998. The U.S. Supreme Court has halted the execution of Christensen, citing concerns that his legal counsel was ineffective.
One of 4 students injured when a freshman opened fire in a Washington high school cafeteria has died, bringing the death toll to 2. 3 others remain hospitalized from the Friday shooting at Marysville-Pilchuck High School. Gia Soriano, who had been in critical condition with head injuries, has passed away. Witnesses say Jalon Freiberg, a popular freshman, opened fire Friday in the crowded lunchroom at the high school, about 34 miles north of Seattle. He killed 1 student at the scene and injured 4 others before taking his own life. Student Zoe Galasso died on the scene. Gia died Sunday night.
53-year-old Paul Kitterman went missing during last week's Denver Broncos game at Sports Authority Field. He was last seen by his stepson, Jared Tonneson, after he left his seat to meet friends at halftime of the game. Denver police say that they do not suspect foul play but would not elaborate. Tonneson said that Kitterman left his cell phone at home and did not have much cash on him. He also said that Kitterman does not have any known health problems and does not use drugs.
After weeks of watching the lava flow from Volcano Kilauea in Hawaii, the lava is getting dangerously close to homes. Hawaiian officials will make arrangements for those living in the path of the lava. The lava was about 100 yards from a home on Monday morning, officials say. Scientists began watching the flow of the volcano on August 22nd to warn the public. Most residents have already evacuated the area. The Kilauea volcano is one of the world's most active volcanoes and has been erupting continuously since 1983.
The oh-so-close grasp of a toy in a claw machine led to an 18-month-old boy being trapped inside the machine at a coin laundry shop in Maryville, Tennessee last week. Colin Lambert was climbing on the machine when his grandmother, Diane O'Neill, said she was distracted by a text message and then looked up to see that Colin was trapped inside the plexiglass along with the toys. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. In April, a 3-year-old Nebraska boy initially thought to be missing was found inside a claw machine in a bowling alley. While some states like Georgia and Alabama regulate claw machines as gambling activities, there is no specific set of safety guidelines for them. Firefighters were able to safely remove Colin from the machine and even let the toddler keep one of the toys after being removed.
A bus driver turned bodyguard beat a man with a baseball bat when he tried to steal a woman on his bus's purse. The thief was unsuccessful the first time he tried to grab the lady's bag and tried to play it off as a joke. After the thief failed to grab the bag a second time, he tried to run as the bus driver shut the doors, trapping the robber's hand in the glass. As the thief was stuck on the bus with no place to go, the bus driver grabbed a baseball bat that he had sitting behind the driver's seat. The driver began to hit the thief over and over again with the bat. He then drove to the police station where the thief was arrested and brought into custody. 70 degrees in October. Can this really be? Let's see how Teal students are reacting to the warm weather.
Hi, my name is Taylor Queen, and we are here today at Teal College, and on this wonderful, bright and sunny Monday afternoon. The weather at Teal is kind of a little bipolar and doesn't know what it wants to do. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's very cold, but we kind of just adjust to it the best way we can. Here we have our one Teal student that is also going to tell us his opinion about the Teal College weather. Christian, hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Can you just tell us a little bit of basically your opinion of what you think the weather is like up here, how you can adjust to it?
Well, I think the best way to adjust to it is really just pay attention in the mornings and look up the weather because it can change at any moment up here. I've only been here for one semester and I've seen the weather go in so many different directions, and people have told me that usually by October we're not usually going to have these warm weather days. So I know I was surprised. I woke up and put on my pea coat and walked out and I was sweating. I didn't realize it would be this warm. So the best thing you can do is don't listen to the 7-day reports. Just you got to check when you wake up because over here next to the lake, next to the body of water, it can be anything, any sort of day. So there's really no schedule that this area will really follow.
Basically, just to piggyback on what he said, just kind of wake up and kind of go outside for a little bit and see what the weather's going to be that day, then get dressed. But back to you. I'm Taylor Queen, Teal College.
That's all we have for the news. Now let's go to Ronell for a preview of the weather for the week. How's it look, Ronell?
Well, first of all, happy Halloween to you guys. It's actually not looking too good. I know you guys were used to that medium weather ranging about the mid-60s. Certain days, low 70s. Now we're going to look into next week, dropping on in down to the 30s, mid-30s, low 30s, and there is going to be some snow on the way. I will bring you more later on in the news.
Thanks, Ronell. Next up, we have Trent with your entertainment news, so make sure you stay tuned in. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Trent Kiesling, and welcome to this edition of Entertainment News. October 26th, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Variant Age live-action edition finally met with Chinese audiences in the Beijing Conference China Tour of Turtle 30 Years. The star Megan Denise Fox appeared in a gorgeous image. Hollywood star William Fidel came to Beijing for the first time ever. The producer hopes the series of the Ninja Turtle films can exceed the Transformers. The original cartoon was created in 1984, but after 30 years, the live-action movie was born. Currently, the worldwide box office has broken just over $375 million for the live-action film. Charlie Sheen is expressing interest in coming back to the show 2.5 Men, but actor Ashton Kutcher could care less. Kutcher expressed his views about Sheen's comeback on a recent interview with Conan O'Brien, saying, quote, I've got an awesome job, and it's thanks to you not having it anymore. I'm just going to keep going to work and collecting the check, so whatever. At one point on the interview, when O'Brien cut to a clip in the show, footage froze instantly. Then Kutcher quickly turned to a joke and said, Charlie Sheen is running the clip operation back there. Bruce Jenner treated himself to a nice fresh coat of fire engine red nail polish for his 65th birthday just a few days ago. He was riding around in Malibu on Tuesday when he was seen lighting a cigarette that revealed his polished nails. Earlier that day, they were unpainted when he left a few places he had visited. Jenner, however, is a die-hard health fiend that has been in shape his entire adult life. It is very unusual to see the formerly known greatest athlete in the world with a cigarette. Though accompanied by the nail polish, it just might be a new way to celebrate. Our very own Jeff Coffey takes a look at what activities are happening at Teal.
This week is Halloween at Teal College. We're going to go down and talk to Thanu to see what he has in store for us all this week and the weekend coming up.
College?
Well, next week we have a full week long of activities planned. On Monday we're doing candy bingo, which is bingo with you're playing with candy corn essentially, and if you win, you get to take home big totes of candy. On Tuesday night is our regular Teal Team Trivia Tuesdays, so we're going to give that a haunted spin, a little spooky spin on it, so that's going to be haunted trivia. And on Thursday we are going to be doing pumpkin carving. So that's going to be right outside the terrace of HMSC, and you'll be able to just make some cool designs, and we'll probably give prizes to the top design pumpkin. Friday we're going to be doing trick-or-treating in the various offices on campus, so just go into the Student Life office, grab a bag, get a list of which offices are hosting trick-or-treaters, and then just visit them. They'll give you candy, simple as that. Friday night is our first ever zombie prom. We're marking that as like the black and white ball, but with costumes. So it's going to be in the theater at 9 o'clock. There's going to be beer and wine for students who are 21 and over, but we're going to have a ton of snacks, great appetizers, cider, a really great event. It's going to be a dance party, and we're going to give prizes to the best costume. There's a couple of different categories, best couple, best group, and scariest, etc. So keep an eye out for that. Banners should be out for that week soon.
Aaron Lewis, the lead singer of the rock band Staind, sang the national anthem for Game 5 of the World Series. Lewis sang, quote, "What so proudly we hailed, we're so gallantly streaming," end quote. The lyrics actually read, "What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming." Lewis asked the nation for forgiveness and said that my nerves got the best of me and I'm completely torn about what happened. This isn't the first time that someone has messed up the lyrics. However, it's safe to say that his apology will be accepted. If you have missed the romantic comedy movie like the 2005 hit film Hitch, then you're in luck. According to reports, Fox is in the works of creating the movie into a 30-minute TV show. It included big-time celebrities such as Will Smith, Eva Mendes. The movie has done well and it is still seen on cable today. Will Smith and his wife Jada Pinkett Smith are involved in the executive production, but it has not been clear that if Smith will reprise his role as one of the main characters, Alice Hitchkins. Fans of the hit show Duck Dynasty had a scare when one of the stars was hospitalized earlier this week. Jep Robertson was rushed to the hospital after he suffered a seizure. Jep was hunting with the friends of his brother Willie, and he suffered a seizure in the tree stand he was in. His brother Willie rushed to help aid his brother Jep and was rushed to the hospital. According to the report, Jep is doing better, but is still hospitalized for test and precautionary reasons. There is still no reason as to why the seizure had happened. With Halloween right around the corner, let's go to Brittany to see what the students are dressing up as.
Hi, my name is Brittany Cana, and today we'll be walking around trying to find some Teal students to see what they're going to be for Halloween. So let's go.
We're ready.
Hi, my name is Brittany Canada, and I'm here with a few Teal students to tell us what they're going to be for Halloween. So,
hi, I'm Keely, and I am going to take my blue morph suit and get a piece of construction paper and make it into a cone and go as a Crayola crayon.
very nice. Okay, we're back with a few more students from Teal. And what do you plan on being for Halloween?
Hi, I'm Paige, and I'm going to be a baby for Halloween.
Very interesting. And next up we have...
And then
I'm Deanna, and I'm going to be Anna from Frozen. Okay, since we gathered a few ideas for Halloween, back to the deck.
BET and Centric have announced on Monday that Lil' Kim, Missy Elliott, and Da Brat will be reunited next month at the Soul Train Awards. The Soul Train Awards will take place on November 7th at the New Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. The three famous 90s R&B singers will be accompanied by Chris Brown, Beyonce, Pharrell Williams, and many others. Wendy Williams has been selected to host the Soul Train Awards. It will be aired on BET and Centric on November 30th. The Rolling Stones are having a coffee table book released that features several hundred photographs that very few people knew existed. The book will be released in December, and the publisher Taschen has announced that the Stones band members Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Ron Wood, and Charlie Watts have signed each of the 1,150 photos. Taschen is asking $5,000 for the signed edition, and the unsigned edition, a smaller book, will be $150. The publisher claims that the book has captured many magical moments of the band's 50-year roller coaster of times. Queen Elizabeth II has finally sent her first tweet. The 88-year-old monarch has joined the Twitter sphere, making a major appearance in front of an audience of nearly 600 people. The message she sent was, quote, "I hope that people will enjoy visiting," end quote, and kept it traditional by signing out with Elizabeth R. The R she uses in her name stands for Regina and means queen in Latin. She uses that while signing official documents. In 1976, the Queen was also the first monarch to send an email. Last year, Pope Francis joined the Twitter world and sent his first tweet as well. Stay tuned after the break, and we have Tyler Buffington with sports.
Good evening, Tomcats, and welcome to TCTV Sports. I'm Paul Connolly, filling in for Tyler. An update about the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals. The series is tied up at 3-3 with one last game to determine the winner of it all. For Game 6, Yordano Ventura had a big impact on the game, with the Royals getting the win. The 23-year-old wore the initials of St. Louis outfielder on his cap. Oscar Taveras was remembered during the game after being killed recently in a car crash. The Steelers had an impressive game against the Indianapolis Colts this past Sunday. The performance from Ben Roethlisberger did not go unnoticed. He threw for 522 yards with 6 touchdowns, and he completed 40 out of 49 attempts. Roethlisberger also set a franchise record as the first quarterback to have 2 500-yard passing games while leading his team to the 51-34 win. Tony Romo, quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, walked back to the locker room after his back was hurt in the third quarter on Monday night's game versus the Redskins. Romo stayed on the ground for a couple of minutes, was hesitant to move, and wincing in obvious pain while trainers examined him. Coach Jason Garrett said after the game that signal caller has a back contusion and x-rays were negative. Romo revealed that he had to receive injections to continue playing. Romo said, "I think the doctors do a great job. I trust them exclusively." Garrett said on Tuesday during a news conference that Romo had a scan on his back, but the team continues to wait on results. Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, reminded everyone who truly runs the team. During the Monday Night Football game, the hands-on owner was seen stalking the sidelines during his team's 2017 overtime loss to the Washington Redskins. People were wondering why Jones was on the sidelines after Tony Romo suffered a back injury that took him out of the game and forced Brandon Weeden off the bench. Jones was giving the coach Jason Garrett a status update on Romo's condition. Thiel College senior Lauren Downs from Mentor, Ohio, was named the President's Athletic Conference Player of the Week Monday. In last Tuesday's 5-set win over Westminster, Downs finished the game with 43 digs, tying her for the 5th most in a 5-set match in PAC history and 1 dig shy of a Thiel record. The Tomcats will be traveling to Waynesburg University to play the Yellow Jackets. The game is set to begin at 7 p.m. There will be a No Honor and Racism rally on Sunday when the Washington Redskins play the Minnesota Vikings. The protest is against the team's Indian name. With the Metrodome gone, the Vikings are renters at the University of Minnesota Stadium. The NFL is discovering that there are more than 100,000 Native Americans living near Minnesota Stadium and Plaza, honoring the state's 11 federally recognized tribes. Minnesota has been faced with pressure for months about limiting the use of the Washington team's name, which perpetuates the cultural stereotypes. The Cleveland Browns went against the Oakland Raiders this weekend with a less than perfect performance. They found a way to grind the victory out at the Raiders' home field. Raiders quarterback threw for an impressive 328 yards, but that still was not enough to help them get a victory while only throwing for 1 touchdown. Brian Hoyer, the Cleveland Browns quarterback, was 19 for 28 on pass completions while throwing for 275 yards and 1 touchdown. Fumbles and interceptions could have been the determinant of the winner of this game. The Raiders had 1 interception and 3 fumbles recovered by the Browns defense. The Boston Bruins players wore costumes from the movie Frozen while they visited the Boston Children's Hospital. Some of them even sang Let It Go. Some of the children. Torrey Krug said, "I've heard the song a lot of times, especially with my niece singing." Krug dressed up as Olaf the Snowman, and Matt Barkowski dressed as Sven the Reindeer. Other players also dressed up and gave patients gifts and signed autographs. Krug said, "We're just here to put smiles on their faces, and this time we sure did." Kobe Bryant, the Los Angeles Lakers star, and his team did not go as planned this weekend while going against their former teammate, All-Star Dwight Howard. The Rockets won this game 108-90 for the Rockets. For the Rockets, everything was going right, and for the Lakers, nothing could go their way, with the star rookie forward Julius Randle breaking his leg. Kobe Bryant struggling from the shooting field, shooting 6 for 17, and new recruit to the team, Jeremy Lin, shooting 1 for 5 from the field. The Lakers loses the first game with many more left this season. Will Kobe get it together? That's all for sports today. Stay tuned to hear the weather forecast from Ronell.
Thank you. Hey, this is Ron L. Hunt coming to you with your TCTV weather. Let's take a look at what's going on right upside our window. Right now, this second, we're looking about 55 degrees, sitting pretty right at our high. Low, 10 degrees lower, and we have some wind coming from our southwestern area, 11 miles per hour, humidity at 51%. All right, now over to see right in our hometown. We actually see right there in the top, we're going 55 degrees. Minerva, we're going 53 degrees coming over. Calcula, 53 degrees. Wellview, 54 degrees. Youngstown, we're sitting pretty nice. 54 degrees or around that Youngstown area. Looking pretty warm. Still make sure you have some hoodies with you, different things like that. Okay, over to our national, Seattle. We've been sitting pretty up there. Anyone that's living in Seattle, we've been sitting pretty nice for about the good week or so. You guys are still sitting mid-50s. Around the Phoenix area, 74 degrees. Anyone in that Arizona area, Miami, where we all want to be, 83 degrees. Still looking at 52 degrees, ranging in that area around where we are. We're still going to be a little bit chilly, but it's warm right now compared to what we'll have a little bit later on this week. All right, let's see what the humidity's looking like. A lot of people sweating, getting a little bit of armpit right there. Cleveland, 50%, 55%. We have Webster right there, 47%. New Philadelphia, 55%. Everyone ranging around those mid-50s right there for our humidities. Have a little, tissue, Kleenex, anything like that. Damp yourself off, get yourself a little bit dry. All right, over to our 7-day forecast. Wednesday, we're looking 54 degrees. About Thursday, 48 degrees. 38 is a low, 48 going into Friday. This Halloween, an 80% chance of precipitation. Don't worry, have an umbrella with your costumes. Make yourself Mary Poppins. Saturday and Sunday, 38 degrees, 44 degrees as our high on Sunday, going 31 degrees as our low. Going into Monday, Tuesday of next week, 54 degrees, going right on into 43 as our lowest, 31 as our lowest, maybe seeing a little bit of snow. That's all for our TCTV News weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ronell. How would you feel if you could exercise on a bike during class? Well, a new school program is making this possible for young students. The Read and Ride program at Ward Elementary in New Jersey provides exercising bikes for kids to use while reading. It turns out that the combination helps students learn new information faster.
The school conducted a data test at the end of the semester and found that students who spent the most time in the program were 83% proficient in reading, where students who did not utilize the program scored 41%. Scott Ertl, founder of the program, stated, "Riding exercise bikes makes reading fun for many kids who get frustrated when they have to read. They have a way to release that frustration when they can ride." And that's all the time we have today. Thank you for watching TCTV News. I'm Colin Vitale.
And I'm Taylor Runser. Keep it classy, Tomcats.
You've been watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.